It's time once again for Wittenberg Academy's Latin 2 course. We are ready for lesson 38 in first year Latin. It's on page 66. Learning some third declension nouns with an I in the stem. So we'll take a look at these. Hostis means enemy, and vis means force or quantity or sometimes violence, and mare means sea. So if you look at these endings for hostis, it's what we would expect in the third declension. Is, em, ace, ibis, ace, ibis. Notice the genitive plural is eum, hostium, has that I in the ending. And then likewise for vis, we, wem, we, vires, virium, viribus, vires, viribus. And for mare, is-e-e, maria, marium, maribus, maria, maribus. So that nominative and accusative plural in the third declension of the neuters for these I stems has what you would expect in the second declension, that ending. On the case forms, neuter I stems have the ablative singular in e, and the nominative and accusative plural in ia. The genitive plural of all I stems ends in eum. The following nouns may have their ablative singular in either with an e or an I, either an e or e. Avis, bird. Finis, end, or the borders of a territory is what that means in the plural. Ignis, fire. Navis, ship. Turris, a tower. I stems, how they are distinguished. It is well to remember the genitive plural of words of the third declension and associate this form with the nominative singular. The following rules should be learned. The general rule: nouns with the same number of syllables in the genitive as in the nominative are I stems and have em in the genitive plural. Wow, all these rules for remembering which are which are pretty needlessly complicated. You could spend a lot of time memorizing these rules, but I'm not sure that your time would be well spent. I think you're better off learning the vocabulary, and it's not going to throw you too much. If you see that eum ending and you know it's a third declension noun, you're going to know it's an I stem. I don't think it'll throw you too much. There can be some confusion in the ablative singular, but if it's going to be a confusion, it'll only be confused with the dative, and I think you'll just simply get a feel for it by the overwhelming force of the number of vocabulary words we have to learn. So vocabulary on page 67. Animal, animalis is an animal, as you might guess. Civis, civis is a citizen. So you notice that has the same. It's the same in the genitive singular as it is in the nominative singular. So that's going to be like vis or vis, right? Fons, fontis, is a spring or a fountain. Gens, gentis, is a nation, a people, a tribe. Mons, montis, it's a mountain. Urbs, urbis, it's a city, like suburbia, or the places outside a city. Jacet, he throws or he casts. Misit, he sent. Timet, he fears, he is afraid of. All right, time for our translations. You can either pause now and attempt to write them out, or do them one at a time, pausing between my readings and explanations. Sentence 1. Puella aves multas in arboribus vidit. Puella aves multas in arboribus vidit. The verb is vidit. He, she, or it sees. There is something in the nominative to serve as the subject, puella. So the skeleton of the sentence is, the girl sees. What does she see? We're looking for something in the accusative. Aves multas. The girl sees many birds. Where does she see them? In arboribus, in the trees. Sentence 2. Nauta vim ventorum in mare timit. Nauta vim ventorum in mare timit. The verb, timit, he, she, or it is afraid of. What is in the nominative? Nauta, the sailor, is afraid. What is he afraid of? Looking for something in the accusative. Wem, the sailor is afraid of the force. The force of what? Ventorum, genitive plural, from ventus, meaning the wind. The sailor is afraid of the force of the winds in mare, on the sea. Sentence 3. Magna vis aquae in campo hodie est. Magna vis aquae in campo hodie est. What is the verb? Est, he, she, or it is. Anything in the nominative to go with it? Sure, vis. A great force. Great is the force, aquae, of water. Great is the force of the water in campo hodie, on the plain, hodie, today. So evidently a flood is in, right? Great is the force of the water on the plain today. Imperatores Romani, barbaras gentes vi et armis superverunt. Imperatores Romani, barbaras gentes vi et armis superaverunt. The verb, superaverunt, from supero. So this is obviously a perfect with that errant ending with the V connector there. So they have overcome. Who has overcome? Something in the nominative. Imperatores Romani. The Roman emperors have overcome. Whom have they overcome? Something in the accusative. Barbarous gentes, the barbarous nations. Vi et armis, by force and arms. So those are ablatives of instrument, instrumental ablatives, by force and by arms. Sentence 5. Miles exturi alta tela in cives Romanos jacet. Miles exturi alta tela in cives Romanos jacet. The verb is jacet. He, she, or it throws. What is in the nominative to go with it? Miles. A soldier throws. What does he throw? Something in the accusative. Tela. Tela. That's nominative, plural, accusative. The soldier throws javelins, little spears, missiles. Ex turi alta, from a high tower. Where does he throw them? In cives Romanos, on Roman citizens. The soldier throws darts from a high tower upon Roman citizens. All right, that is what we will do for lesson 39. So again, I would make cards for hostis, vis, and mare. Definitely make cards for them, and study your vocabulary. And just by going over those cards, I think you'll get the hang of what these I stems look like, and really the tricky forms are simply the genitive plural and the neuter accusative plural and accusative plural and nominative plural, and the neuter tend to throw people as well. So take a look at those, and I would say pay special attention to the forms for mare. Those tend to throw people quite a bit. So spend a little time with those and study all your other forms, and you'll be ready for lesson 39.